It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert. Ben, can you hear me?
Max, is that you? Is that you?
How? This is like alien link.
Hey, don't stress.
How, Ryan?
Well.
What the?
So Love is Blind, obviously.
Oh my god, a virus is taking over the soundboard. I don't know what to do.
Anonymous hacked us. They did it
They got
finally. They got us.
Ransomware. They took over my soundboard. I'm paying for that shit. Oh no. Keep it.
Oh, we really got to update our antivirus software.
Finally, I am free.
Not good. Yeah. Oh, scary stuff on this episode. I was spooked.
Yes, I didn't watch this episode, but I'm just assuming there was antivirus software and some stuff happened.
I had to have my hands over my eyes for most of the episode because I was scared. The software hacking was really scary to me. I didn't like it at all.
Yes.
I had Amy take notes. My wife, she took notes.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, I was too scared.
That's what wives are for.
Yeah.
No, I did watch this episode, Ben, and it was good. I especially liked the passing thing at the end. That was very fun.
Yes.
I thought that the beginning part of the twist was kind of just a glorified game that they have played on the circle before.
Oh, yes. 100%.
I was like, oh, this is the twist, just the game that they
just the
usually
anonymous
play.
shade game that they do like every year, pretty much.
But they just have things with animations.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
No,
I did like,
it's the scary virus.
Oh, like the passing part was pretty cool. And I actually did kind of like the new players just like kind of staying out of it and then having to make the decision based on like how the old players kind of like treat each other and just having to kind of like base it off of that. I thought that was actually pretty interesting, and also basing off their initial discussions.
Yeah. And it is huge because like they're, even though it was only one person, it was huge whoever they gave it to, because that creates this whole chain of events afterwards. Imagine if they had given it to Carol instead of Frank. It could be Frank on the chopping block now.
It's the butterfly effect, Ben.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
We've gone from punked to the butterfly effect. It all comes back to Ashton Kutcher.
Everything comes back to Ashton.
Yeah, everything does.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. We just finished episode 8 and only 2 people have been blocked.
I hate cliffhangers. I hate them.
It's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Downright disrespectful. You know what? They could have done a cliffhanger. They could have told us who was going out, and then it could have been like, oh, who do they visit? Have to go? Who does Brew have to go visit now, or something?
Yeah.
Or who does the blocked person have to go visit?
Carol,
would have been
Carol
fine.
Probably. Yeah.
I think he might block Alyssa.
You think so? But what about hashtag thruple?
Well, it seems that Yu Ling has broken up the throuple.
It does. Having said that, with how many people are going after Carol in the circle, and the fact that either way, it seems like Brew is going to be in a tough spot going forward now. I think you kind of have to make the decision that makes everybody happy and try and go from there. Like, it really does seem like Carol is fucked, but I don't know.
It is an interesting discussion that we'll have to see if there's any clues that happened. We have a comment from a listener Freedom. He said over and over that Carol was his number 1 last episode.
That's true. But you have to factor in these other things. You have to factor in that most people in the circle are targeting Carol right now, and if you're gonna die on that hill, what's the point at this point?
How aware is Brew that everyone is targeting Carol? Well, I guess it is coming up pretty publicly.
I mean, with Rachel and Trevor in that conversation, Rachel was going after him, and
Brew was willing to stand up for Carol in that conversation, though, which I wasn't sure if he should have been so upfront about it, actually. I think he should have played it a little bit cooler. He played it pretty cool, but he stood up for Carol in that conversation.
Yeah, he did. I didn't expect that at all. I thought he was going to kind of play on the outside of it and just be like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I thought him being so cool in that conversation was really was what made me think that he's probably going to keep Carol.
Yeah. Yep.
Listener Maria is here, and she says, I think Brew knows he's the only one who likes Carol. Yeah, I do think that Brew knows that he's the one that's tight with her. He is always saying, like, I know she's a catfish. It is on the inside that counts. You're right. You're right. He does know that. Does that mean that but he knows that she's loyal to him. He does know that about Alyssa, though. But
it's tough because you always want to keep your number one. And at the same time, like, he's really put in a tough place for this episode. He really is, because you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't here.
Well, it's like kind of the same thing, though. It's like no one else saved Alyssa either. It's like kind of either person is no one's number one.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that, and I really think Yu Ling put herself in a difficult spot by sort of exposing that she's kind of playing with everybody here. That could be a problem for her in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you do here if you're Brew. I really don't. I really think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should probably just save Alyssa because Carol is so disliked by everyone at this point and so outed.
I don't think you're changing the minds of people like Yu Ling or Frank when it comes to Carol.
Yeah, Carol is so dead in the water, no pun intended, as a catfish, that I just think she's gone. And you got to cut losses. Now, I'm not sure if Brew is going to do that, though, because he's so loyal to Carol.
I know.
I'm not sure if he's going to do that.
And we've seen it sometimes in like Survivor, Max, where, you may be towards the bottom and it may make everybody happy for you to get rid of your closest ally. But sometimes it really works out if you save your closest ally, if you use your immunity idol on your closest ally. Sometimes, things shift in the game all the time. You never know. And you'll still have that number one person in your pocket going forward. So maybe it is the right move to keep your number one. I don't know.
Well, here's what Freedom says. Alyssa would be indebted to him as well, and they could go for Yu Ling if he saves her. I mean, yeah, Yu Ling, it was a complete betrayal. Yu Ling, they will never be with Yu Ling again. Yu Ling has had to draw the line in the sand. That was the intention of this twist. Yeah. You cannot play all sides with this twist.
Yep.
Well, some people still can, but not Yu Ling.
Yeah.
I think the newer players kind of can, but not the older players.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, this was all incredible information too for our two newest players who don't know much going into the game, and I think they're being given this fountain of knowledge like right off the bat that no other new players got getting into the game.
Yeah, I mean,
which is kind of nice because you're helping the later players as they come in late. I don't know, helps them catch up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a good way, but I'm also kind of like, it might be harder to win because people might be less likely to rank people higher to be like, well, you didn't have to survive that really tough thing that we went through.
Definitely. Yeah.
But there might be the voting at the end might be so strategic, and it's always such a crapshoot anyway that, you know what, it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, look at James last season. He ended up just in that perfect spot. Coming in late.
Shit is so crazy towards the end that it doesn't.
Oh, you can't ever predict who's gonna win this game.
Yeah,
it's messy as hell. Yeah,
but I mean, honestly, I think that people are going to be so turned against each other that they're going to be like, we need the new players to help get out the other people.
Yeah, totally. Yep, I think they're in a good spot.
Yes.
But maybe I don't know, maybe that's why you keep Carol around. Keep a big target out there, huh? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Make it a little
Like,
shield.
do you really want to be associated with that big target?
That's the tough thing is, do you want to, like, if Brew keeps Carol around, is that a good shield for him?
Once she's gone, it's
I mean, but Brew's kind of at the bottom regardless, isn't he? Based on everybody sort of grouping up now together.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so who does he have? He has Nathan.
Yes, he has Nathan and Carol.
That's not bad.
Does he have Alyssa kind of? Ling,
if he
not
saves
so,
Alyssa, if he saves Alyssa, he definitely has her.
He will, yes.
And I think that he would be better with Alyssa and Nathan than with Alyssa and than with Carol and Nathan. So I think that it's definitely the better choice to keep Alyssa.
Yes.
Alyssa and Nathan definitely would gel better than Carol and Nathan. It's kind of the vibe.
Well, yeah, Carol and Nathan doesn't seem like
we don't see them talking.
Yeah. Oh,
Brew. This game did not help you out.
Brutal.
Oh,
my
but
goodness.
Brew still has Everson potentially. They're going. We still have these new players coming in, so things can still go. But I mean, Brew should be happy that he didn't get total. I mean, I thought Brew was going to be safe no matter what. It was always going to come down to something different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Tough position to be in.
Yes.
I'm always rooting for Catfish to stick around, but I also wouldn't want Alyssa to go either because I think she's been a great character.
And a very good note taker, just like us.
Yes.
Do you think that she gets people's names wrong?
Probably. Yeah.
Do you know what? She doesn't have to worry about autocorrect, though, because though you think that maybe she would benefit from autocorrect, autocorrect can make
to do everyone
names...
instead of Everson, so on.
Yeah,
so forth.
It can really screw you over while podcasting. So it could be a crutch.
Yeah, maybe she has troubles just like Seaburn in season 1. Shoo bam.
Yeah. Do you think that she calls Brew bro sometimes by mistake?
I hope so.
Yeah,
for our sake.
Yeah, for our sake.
Oh man. Let's get into this.
Let's break it down. So Everson invites everybody to a group chat besides Brew and Rachel, and then vice versa. Amani invites Rachel and Brew to a chat. Yeah, so it's like what we discussed last episode where, this really worked out for Rachel and Brew being the only people to go to the Under the Sea party, because then the next day they get a pretty exclusive chat with Amani, this chat.
Yep. It's huge. You get way more time to speak out. You're not having to take a backseat to anyone else who's in the chat.
Yeah, and Carol mentions Prince's greatest hits, and Everson is like, Prince? Only moms would know about Prince. And Alex is like, wow, Carol's really talking like a mom. And I'm like, I think a lot of people know about Prince.
I think young people know who Prince is.
And it's not, I mean, at least I would say 30 and up or 25 and up, maybe. Prince was on an episode of New Girl. Prince has been in many things. I'm like Prince is pretty around. When Prince died, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
Prince is around.
He's in that tier of iconic that you know.
Yeah, Prince is in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Which is why
he's up there with the Bowies and those.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why people still think Carol's a catfish. I was like,
it's crazy. They go back and forth all the time of, oh, she's definitely old, and oh, she's definitely a catfish.
It was just so
what
funny.
Is it? I don't know.
Oh, I bet you're playing Prince's greatest hits. I was like, it's not even a specific album.
You could say that for anyone.
Like, it's definitely a mom, because she said Prince's greatest hits. Only a mom could know about. Only an old person could know about famous albums like Prince's greatest hits.
If I were on that show, I'd be talking about Weird Al's running with scissors, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's definitely a loser." On the other end,
I'd be like, that has to be a catfish. I would only believe him if he talked about Weird Al's greatest hits. Real people don't talk specifically.
Yeah. So then we get a recap of the first 4 episodes. We already did that, guys. We don't need to know more about the Spice Girls. If you want a recap, just come on to this channel.
Yeah,
Listen
come
to us.
on.
I'm sick of the Spice Girls. We've had enough of the Spice Girls. It's done. We're moving on.
Baby's a bitch.
Yeah, so they're telling you, like, Frank was just like, the Spice Girls are bitches.
I ain't really calling y'all no bitches, but I'm gonna find you bitches.
He was they were like, the Spice Girls were here and they're bitches? This is a twist I didn't see coming. What?
And they had a dog named Cookie?
What? And I missed it?
I
They're
missed
like,
the dog. I wanted to see the puppy.
Cookie alert.
Oh.
And the prize money is up, and we're like, yeah, we know about these things. We didn't need to see any of these chats. Who cares?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what does a cruise director do? Like, do you steer the ship? And he's like, no, I just wake up people in the morning. And then
They really think he steers the ship.
No, they didn't say that. But
Okay. I was like, I must have missed that.
no, I just thought it'd be really funny. Like, so you direct the direction of the ship? And he's like, no, I like entertain them. And they're like, oh.
No, are you stupid?
They're like, we were getting ready to marry you, but this is all right. Okay.
Ling gets very triggered every time Carol says something about being married or having kids.
We get it. You have a husband and kids.
Enough. You're old. We understand.
I want to be old and with kids. It's like what she's not supposed to like.
She's clearly still a little like pissed off because she thinks Carol was lying.
Yeah.
Which I'm not so sure about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Fired.
Alrighty then.
Same cadence,
Yeah.
same rhythm.
Yeah. So they're all gonna go on that cruise.
Yeah, they're all gonna go on a cruise.
Yeah. That's gonna be. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be fun.
I cannot wait.
Maybe some of the circle contestants will do a podcast all about it afterwards, and we can hear about it.
Yeah.
Alex Lake is gonna be there. He says, "I want to go."
Yeah.
Well, you're not invited, Alex. It's only season 4.
The Amani chat is where things get interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Brew is like, you came to trustworthy people, and Rachel is like, Brew is so real, but some people are not. Carol is strategic because there's nothing real about being strategic.
It's fake as hell.
Brew, I don't mean to be shady if y'all are tight, because saying that people are strategic isn't strategic.
Yeah.
Inherently,
That's
right?
just being real, man.
Okay.
That's just being fucking
All
real.
right, Rachel. Okay.
Man, she's
All
as real as the
right.
fucking ghosts that she hunts, bro. She's
Yeah, all
fucking
right.
real as shit.
Okay. Just saying. I just call him as I see him.
Yeah. And so Brew's sitting here going, well, this is Brewkward. Oh, man. Because I like Carol. I like
Yeah.
my mommy. I love her so much.
And he's like, Captain, my captain.
Did you catch in this conversation when Brew is like making fun of the hashtags that that Amani is writing, and he goes, oh, I try not to use a lot of hashtags unless it's clever or meaningful.
Okay, Brew.
Okay, Brew.
We're just calling out Rachel and Brew right now and a lot of bullshit. Okay, guys. We see you.
So clever and meaningful to him is just punning his own name over and over again.
How many times is he going to say brutal this season? Okay, that's lost all meaning.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of meaningful.
Yeah, he sticks up for Carol, and then Trevor is like, "I liked her, but I thought she was holding back something." So Trevor leaves this saying, "It's good info on Carol. She could have a strong hold over this game." So yeah, Rachel's thing works. Trevor is like not feeling. Trevor never feels Carol ever again.
But even at the end, he was like so willing to be like, "Oh well, if Everson thinks that there's no red flags, then okay, yeah." So he's, I don't know, he's pretty flexible on it. I think. I don't think he thinks that Carol's I don't think he thinks the same way as Rachel about Carol.
Yeah, and I never felt like that was that intense, but I always felt like the blocking was either going to be Frank or Rachel, or who they were going to save. I never felt like Carol was a real option.
Yeah. Yep.
So the cyber attack is detected. This is really intense.
Girl, y'all need to pay y'all fucking bill.
So they say that they received a virus, and I got this line from Rachel.
We've been Snowdened.
Did Snowden send out a virus to people?
No, he did not.
No, he had to escape to Moscow because he sent out a famous virus.
Whistle blew. Yeah.
No, a virus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He sent out a virus.
It was he sent out like the 2 Girls 1 Cup video to everybody in the country, and if you clicked it, then you got the virus on your computer.
We've been Snowdened.
Snowden hacked the circle.
That dirty dog. He's done it again. He's done it again. Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, they both.
It's a shame what Snowden did to our country when he sent out that virus. It's like, we've been Snowden?
I didn't know that was a verb now.
Yeah, I think you should stick to ghost hunting.
Probably, yeah.
Or was she saying that it was Snowden given a virus? It's not. We shouldn't. Yeah, it's not worth analyzing.
All I know is the NSA is watching us right now.
Yeah, like, we heard Snowden.
And now they're loving our recap.
Do you think he'll join us on a podcast sometime?
Who,
talk about this? No, Snowden.
Oh, I love it. He doesn't have much going on, right?
No, he's going to come talk about the circle and how he was referenced. Were you honored? A glistener mentioned you.
There has been a data breach.
Okay. We'll do our best to get Ed on.
Eddie boy.
Eddie boy.
Famous virus creator.
We'll get him and Chelsea on the same pod. It'll be great.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah, this was scary. The virus thing.
Did you hear that Kelsey Manning is dating Grimes, by the way?
Yes. Amazing. To go from a billionaire to Chelsea Manning is just chef's kiss.
Right.
Oh,
wow.
It's perfect. It's
amazing.
I love it.
Maybe she'll date
Grimes rebounds hard.
Maybe Grimes will date famous virus maker Edward
Snowden. Eddie boy.
Yeah. So
I look forward to her next relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. So each player gets a photo album. Now, when I originally heard this, I was like, "Are they gonna get like their real photos?"
I know.
That'd be crazy.
That's fucked up, dude.
But then I was like, "Wait, that would immediately out catfish because then you could just do process of elimination, easily figure out who the catfish are eventually, right?
Definitely.
But then I thought maybe it'd be like mixed in. It would be like kind of cool, or like you wouldn't know like whose photos like each person were. I thought it was gonna be something kind of crazier that they figured out. But then it was like, oh, you just got each person's like profiles that they're using for their profile, then you're just doing the shade game. Okay.
You should be allowed to Photoshop other people's photos.
Yeah, it could have been crazier.
Yeah. Yep.
It should have been crazier. But it was fun. So we get John. It's a photo of Frank at brunch, and it's Frank, is this you scheming up another Mr. Nice Guy comment on your way to 150K?
Yeah.
So,
it's okay, but it's not like, I mean, I guess it did get them talking at the end, even though they ended up choosing Frank as the first person to pass it to. They, Trevor did say, well, that Mr. Nice Guy comment, I don't know, I did bump on that a little bit. I didn't think about it. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's in their ears, but was it that big of an effect? I don't really think
but
so.
At this point, they don't even know like that the results of this game is going to be that the two safe players are going to do the thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Brew and Alex immediately do say this is Mama Carol, which is really funny. They're
That's
like,
so
yeah,
funny.
that's Carol. We know her.
Man, it's that obvious at that point. It's bad.
Yeah, it's
that's
like,
not good, John.
We know who's it. Like John, you're showing.
Yeah.
Frank's response is just like that scheming me to get brunch hashtag, or he just says he's nice in real life, and he calls out Brew. He thinks Brew wrote it. Brew, you're not the only guy that can rock a turtleneck. Or it sounds like he's calling out Brew. It was unclear.
I don't think you should ever assume who it is out loud. You can obviously assume from your room, but to then type it out into the circle universe, that's because you never know for sure. It's best to just keep that to yourself and then talk about it with other people afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But nobody seemed to like his answer. They all thought it was kind of a safe answer for the most part. Doesn't matter though, because he's the first one safe. So
exactly,
good for him.
Good job, Frank.
Good job, Frank.
Rachel had a photo of you, Ling, and she said, you look like a woman of mystery, but who in the circle would you not tell a secret to? Yuling says, I am not a woman of mystery, and like you have all been subjected to my oversharing. She avoids the question. Boring.
Yeah. Oh, Maria says something interesting. She says, I don't think he thought it was Brew. He was just making a turtleneck reference.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Interesting. Yeah.
It was unclear, which is
okay.
bad.
Alex said the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. We could be just reading it wrong then. But either way, it triggered Brew for being called out. So
yeah, Brew
regardless
like,
of the intention, the effect is there.
And he triggered us. The most important part.
We're furious.
The fact that we're all having like different responses to it makes me think that like he probably shouldn't have like brought somebody else into it.
Yeah.
Or he should have said like LOL or something, like it was kind of
because the first initial thought is, what do you have something against him? Or like, why are you throwing his name out there at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she gave a decent answer here. It was mostly she didn't really fully answer the question of who would you tell the secret to. She's just like, well, I'm an open book, blah blah blah. So
hey, I mean,
diplomatic answer. I think that's what you should probably be doing. If someone's trying to get specific things out of you, then don't let them.
Hey, I mean, there's no points for copping out. You shouldn't do it. You should not give answers unless you really think it will benefit you.
No, like Frank's question was really good too, for the Brew thing. But you don't really get to. I feel like with the whole Frank thing, you don't really. I lost my train of thought.
It happened last season where where I think Matt felt that he fucked his game up when someone asked, maybe someone asked him a question about like, who do you think is like the most backstabby or someone? And then Ashley answered like, I think this person is. And he thought that it was like really bad for his game and was like what ruined it. Now, we found out that what ruined his game was he just did one ranking slightly off. And that's what did the game wrong. But
I found what I was going to say, because Frank had said you can only take 2 of your favorite circle besties with you on the boat. Who are you taking? And that is a great question if the person answers it. But they, you don't give them the satisfaction if they're trying to poke and prod at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No penalty for copping out. Did you think it was interesting that our Andy Samberg lookalike had a picture?
Motherfucking boat.
Yo, it was planned. There's no way he didn't think about that. There's no way. So Alyssa, this was interesting. How can you pretend to be calm and meditative person when you were the first one to stir the pot at the first sign of drama? Are we all pawns in your game? Your strategy is showing. Rachel says all she can do is be honest, and that she is more than one thing. She's not a game player, but an honest person. People think that that's good. I mean, and it definitely worked when Trevor and Everson have that chat later. They're like, we like her because she's blunt and honest. So apparently this was really good.
I liked the question and I liked the answer. I think even being blunt, or even if you're being borderline a kind of an ass, it still, I think, works in your favor, because catfish usually really like to be more vague and toe the line. They're not super blunt. So that sort of language, I think, really helps you to validate the fact that you might be a sincere person and not a catfish.
That's how you clear a bitch. That's how you clear them.
Yeah, Frank liked it a lot.
But it was a good question from Melissa too. I thought,
it was good.
Didn't work out. Yeah.
Yu Ling shows a photo of Carol as a child and says, who could hate a sweet innocent face like that? Is that why you decided to play Carol rather than yourself? Oh,
that was good. That was a good dig.
Brew says, I just don't care. So we get more of Brew really, really just saying, I love Carol no matter what. Which is why I'm like, is this guy gonna keep him? But we're gonna have to see. John is like, okay, you want to dance? Let's dance. And he's just like, people have been down to me my whole life. I know people think a woman like me couldn't do this, but I will keep being myself. And
that's a good response too. Yeah.
Yu Ling says, I don't care if she's a catfish or not. She's a liar.
Yu Ling really just did a 180 on Carol, didn't she?
Yu Ling is furious.
She saved Carol. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't you just vote her off? You hate her so much.
Because she didn't know she was a liar until Frank confirmed it. And now that Frank confirmed that Carol's a liar, she's dead to her.
Why not just go to Carol right after that and then say, hey, Frank said this, like, can you clear this up?
Did you see what confrontation with Carissa was like? Do you think she likes confrontation?
No, she does not. You're right. Yeah. Oh boy.
We covered the Frank question to Brew. Alex's question to Alyssa, saying that she lied in Alyssa, one of our first conversations, you told me you've never been to Europe. How do you explain this photo? It's just funny.
Oh, it's fun too. It's like, why isn't everybody doing this? Like, people are just scratching the surface. Dig deep, have fun with it. You can say anything, you can manipulate anything. You're anonymous. You're totally anonymous. Have fun with it.
He also makes her reveal things about herself that she like she gets frazzled. She's like, I'm a note taker. Like, I know everything. Like, you can see my boyfriend, like blah, 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 you know, like
she's kind of, she's revealing how strategic she is with how much of a note taker she is. But the little details do help, I think, to deter the suspicion that she is a catfish. like the boyfriend thing and the sunglasses, stuff like that. I think that helps. It's like, because catfish don't usually talk like that on the circle. Like I said, they're more vague. So I think that helped for sure.
This Brew asks, I mean, this is Bruce is very creative too, seeing that he's a golfer in a later photo and in an earlier photo, and asking him how many shots under par an eagle is, which anybody with any basic level of golf knowledge would know.
Yeah. I mean, even like one of the contestants said, even if you play mini golf, you would know this, right?
Yeah, I do like how a bunch of people are like, Frank was like, I don't know, it sounds right. It's like some people were just like, I don't
some people didn't know. It's crazy.
I mean, some people don't know, but like if you were Nathan, you would know. It's funny how some people are like, you're taking a long time to answer. It's like it immediately just should have been like, eagle, bro, like duh.
Yeah,
that's what I would have said. Eagle, bro, like why would you ask me a stupid question like that?
Yeah, I honestly think he said too much with, I mostly just go and get drunk while I play, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but there's a photo of you doing it as a child and an adult. I don't know. It would still be a little bit suspicious to me, but good on him for he used
pulling it out.
He used some critical thinking skills a little bit. He was like, well, a birdie is what's one under par. So, and an eagle is better than a birdie, and I haven't heard of any other terms, so let's go with that.
Yeah, it's basic bro knowledge, I would say. So Nathan definitely like I feel like Alex should have known it.
Yeah.
Research. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, you needed to know the eagle thing. You shouldn't have needed to know in your notes. You should have known in your heart going out there,
Listener Maria says she plays putt-putt, but she's never come close enough to par to need to know what an eagle is. So, yeah, there we go. I guess there are a lot of people who don't know what an eagle is.
You need to work on your short game.
Yeah, really do. Come on, Maria.
So then they learn that the safety is in the hands of the new players. They can pass antivirus software to the new players, to the old players, and whoever doesn't have it will go home. Spooky.
Yeah. I like it though.
Yes.
It's fun.
The anti-Snowden software will get laid out.
Yeah.
So Brew invites Nathan to private chat. So it's so funny at this point, Alex still doesn't think that he got the golf question right.
He thinks his game is over. He's
like, oh, it's over. No.
It was the goddamn golf. Why didn't he have a sports almanac like our friend Alex Lake in the first season? Could help.
Yeah, I know.
Man,
it's birdie, super birdie, then eagle.
I'm curious. Maybe Alex can say in the chat, but I'm curious because his was like, what team is this? And it was the Houston Astros, but it didn't. It only had like the logo, but not the name. And I'm curious if Alex. Well, I think it had an H on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm curious if Alex knew it was Houston something at the very least. But yeah, I don't know.
So Brew is like, you handled the question like a pro and squashed any suspicions. But here's what stands out to me. Brew says, let's get some brews soon. But Ben, he spells brews BREWS.
Dumbass.
Is this growth? Is this growth a typo? Is this an error from the people who edit the screens later? What is happening here? I can't believe it.
You're right. It's the virus. It's Snowden.
It's the virus. The
Snowden's
virus
doing it.
The virus took out the pun. Brew was like punching the screen like, I made a pun. It stood out to me like a sore brum.
Yeah.
Brew asked him what shocked the most, and Alex says like the Frank, and he wonders Frank is mad, and Brew is like, I don't know, because I don't know why Frank brought me up. Do you think he's playing that Mr. Nice Guy card? And no, Nathan's. Oh no, yeah. And Brew's like, yeah, Frank is really mysterious, nice.
Cast a little doubt. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
This is an interesting conversation.
And Alex brings up that a friend of everyone is a friend to no one.
Yes. Which again doesn't sound like something a 22-year-old frat bro would say, but at this point, who gives a shit?
No, and they're
I think
vibing, they're opening. At some point, you need to crack it open and start like strategizing.
Yes,
it's like when Nick.
Those are so much stronger relationships than anyone else in the circles. When you can be like, okay, let's cut the bullshit and let's just like talk about the game.
It's like when Nick and the band start opening up, or like when Nick and Sophia just started really just like cut the flirting for like a second, start like really strategizing.
Lee and Courtney in season 2.
Yeah, it was like we've really built this like surface level relationship, and we've gotten close. Now let's just strategize because we're deep into the game. Like we gotta start like figuring out where we stand and like what information we can relay to each other. It's important. I also think that like. I just gotta agree with this whole a friend of everyone is a friend to no one thing, because you just know those people in life that just like they just like everyone, they say, and it's just like, if you like everyone, whose side are you on, man? You just can't trust them, you know?
Like, are you the type who's got who has 0 friends but 1,000,000 acquaintances? Is that like that's the feeling? It's like
they're friends with you, but they're also friends with the people that you hate, and you're just like, but then how can I really be friends with you? And then I'm friends with everyone, and I know I'm saying this as like an over opinionated person, which is also a problem, but it's like people are under opinionated. It's like, how can you talk to them? It's just a whole mess.
It really is.
Got to be somewhere in between, because clearly both are highly annoying,
Yeah, I blame Snowden.
Yeah.
We've been Snowdened.
Alex say, what did Everson's profile say? He's never met a stranger. Yeah, it's people like Everson. They're the reason we keep getting Snowdened.
He's best friends with everybody.
We did say that he's the one that we wouldn't want working at our companies, because he's the phishing problems. He's the one who lets the Snowdens in.
That's right. He's hands down the most friendly software security person we have.
Okay, Everson shows up. The cyber attack happens. Edward Snowden is let into the circle. It all
Think
adds
about
up.
it. Think about it.
God, our analysis is just spot on. It's fucking incredible. Bruce says they can't tell if Rachel is honest or just being honest. Damn.
Whoa.
Also,
shit,
he's like, maybe she just loves drama or stuff like that too. So
yeah. I don't know. Someone who ghost hunts living drama. I don't Get the fuck out of here.
That's from Steam Ghost.
We've officially turned into a morning radio show.
Yes. Then the screens start going crazy. Whoa,
shit, dude! No, we got a virus. Shit, dude! No.
If you're listening to audio, our screens are going crazy on the live stream. Whoa. Rachel and Frank chat, and they're like, that was wild. What's up with Alyssa? And Frank is like, yeah, like Alyssa's real. Like, it's fine. I don't care.
It's all good.
And then Rachel's like, oh, I literally don't think strategically, so I just bought it. And it's like, oh, you just like, you didn't think that it could be somebody fucking with? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then the screens go crazy, and there's pop-up
Snowden,
ads.
You did it again.
Snowden
you
is
bastard.
Yeah, do you remember
Snowden?
when Snowden created pop-up ads? That was wild.
Yeah, he created the ad. Is it fine to let your dog kiss you on the mouth? That was all Snowden. Nice little callback to last season.
Oh, Michelle, it's because it's the dogs. Because you wouldn't kiss the dogs.
Yep, that's why Snowden.
Kiss the dogs.
That is because you wouldn't kiss the dogs. That's why Snowden was able to infiltrate the United States. That's the scariest ghost story Rachel's ever told.
Wait. Who's the ghost in this scenario? Is it Snowden?
Edward Snowden.
They say he lives in Russia, but we all know he still haunts the United States to this very day.
Everson and Imani must decide who to pass the software on to. They're like, this is a weird first chat, but hey. So it comes down to Rachel, Frank, and Carol. So they're both like Rachel because she's honest and blunt, like all ghost hunters.
Absolutely. Listen to me, ghost. I don't like you.
Yeah, I don't
Get the
like
hell
you.
out.
Yeah, get out. Amani says she loves Frank. Trevor says that he really wants to save Frank to the cameras. He's like, Frank is my number one guy I want to save.
Mm-hmm.
And Everson says the whole Mr. Nice Guy comment really stood out to him, though. That stood out.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough.
Nope.
Trevor wants Carol out, but Everson really sympathizes with Carol and says no red flags for him.
Yeah.
But we don't see them talk about anyone else, so we know it's down to those three.
Yep.
I mean, it seems like they were both really super into Rachel. Obviously,
would have been wild if they gave it to Carol.
That would have been the best.
That would have been insane.
I wish that he'd come down to Carol. It would have been like everyone would have been like, "What?"
Then Carol gives it to who in that scenario? I would
Brew.
say Brew. Maybe.
No, Alyssa.
Or Alyssa. Yeah.
Brew or Alyssa. And then Alyssa would have given it to Yu Ling, and then Yu Ling would have.
I know Brew might have been screwed in that scenario. There's a chance. Yeah. Brew could have gone home if they gave it to Carol.
Wild stuff.
It is. It's really wild. Yep.
We'll have to ask John about that one. When this is all over.
Next week when he's evicted in episode 9.
So Everson and Amani make their decision, and Frank gets it. He is really good at like sustained breathing. He can really hold those notes that before.
I bet you he can sing really well.
Yes.
My
trained.
God, the lungs on that guy. It's good.
Oh my God, I'm about to shit.
Man's got lungs.
It's too much.
Big ones.
Yes.
I'm jealous.
I know. I wish I could get that high.
I wish I could just be able to say one thing for a really long time. Would be nice. Would be nice.
Yeah, so Frank must pass to another person, and Alyssa says that she doesn't think Frank is strategic, and he plays with his heart, not his head, which that stuck out to me. It's like, yeah, I think everyone's playing strategic, so.
I think they are too.
And I think you should always assume that.
And Frank's been pretty on point too.
He is playing
a lot
strategically.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, you should always assume that, but. Oh,
look, Frank may have skeletons in his closet. He ain't gonna let you see them. What are you talking about? Come on.
I might have some, girl.
So Ben, you were saying that you were missing the "I dropped my blank out of my blank" statement.
Yes. Did we get one?
Well, kind of.
Okay, let's.
I can feel my heart beating out of my chest right now.
Okay.
Well, that was close.
Close. Bingo.
Bingo.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not as exciting as my heart out of my ass, and it's kind
Right.
of traditional, but.
Do you think they tried to get her to say butt or vagina or one of those?
I think Alyssa has she doesn't feel comfortable. I never.
She can't say the word vagina. Yeah.
No, she doesn't feel comfortable saying.
Vagina!
She's never said that word before. No.
Oh, perfect. That's just
Yes.
I appreciate that.
So Frank passes to Yuling. Now this is where it gets interesting because Alyssa thinks she's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Alex thinks he might get it. Brew thinks he might get it. Rachel hopes that she'll get it. So 3 people think they'll get it, and 1 person thinks she might gets it, and Yuling thinks Frank wants her to give it to Rachel.
Yes.
And your
Or
dog
no. What? Oh yeah, to Rachel. Yes.
Yes.
But I think Frank as well is also saying like Alyssa too. Hopefully, will get it. I think they want Alyssa to get it eventually as well. So
Yeah, he does say that. Yeah.
but I think the top priority.
Why
is
does
Rachel
Frank
here.
care about Alyssa getting it? When has Frank even talked to Alyssa? That stood out to me.
I don't know.
I was like, Frank and Alyssa, we.
I'd have to go back and check the notes. They had to have had a couple conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he just wanted old people over new people.
Could be.
Or over Nathan.
Either way, whether she gives it to Rachel here or Alyssa, the other person is going to have trouble getting it going forward.
Yeah.
If they had given it to Alyssa, Rachel, I think, would have been relying solely on Nathan. And even then, not sure Nathan would have given it to her over Brew because he had the whole bro down thing.
Probably Brew.
Yeah. So Rachel would have been screwed here. Yeah. Yep.
So Yuling passes it to Rachel, which is the big moment, the big betrayal where Yuling is forced to draw her line in the sand.
Yeah. Rachel owes her big time.
Yes. Yuling says she couldn't risk Alyssa choosing Carol. I think that's what it came down to. And I think that's why we're shown so much of Yuling in the edit just talking about how much she hates Carol. I think that's why
they're
we're shown
willing
so
to
much
risk people that they like just to get rid of Carol. Isn't that a clear sign you got to keep?
Yeah.
You got to keep Brew instead of, or you got to keep Alyssa instead of Carol. I don't know.
You got to cut. You got to cut Carol.
Yeah, that's how bad they want her gone.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rachel chooses Nathan, which Frank is very surprised by. I think did he think that Rachel was going to choose Alyssa? Because he was surprised by the Nathan selection.
Yeah, it seemed like people didn't realize that maybe they had more chats.
Yeah,
afterwards.
because I think they thought they like weren't together. So yeah,
because there were comments made here and there where they took digs
that they
at
didn't
each
trust
other.
each other. That was made like public.
Yep. So I can see how everybody else would think it was a surprise, but good on Nathan for going and fixing that and making it tighter because it saved his life in the game here.
Yeah, last episode Nathan made some really good moves. And
yes.
we said that and we called it because we're geniuses.
That's
right.
Just like Alex.
Just like Alex. Takes one to know one.
No, props to Alex though. We gave him a lot of shit in his first couple episodes, but he's playing the game in a very fun way. It's very strategic.
Yes.
We haven't really seen it this strategic in a little while, so that's good
for sure. Rachel, so Nathan chooses Brew, which was like duh.
Yep.
And then Brew, he's left to choose between Alyssa and Carol.
This is some shit.
But before we find out, the Netflix gets hacked by Edward Snowden again. Snowden plays the credits and he laughs evilly behind his computer.
I'm about to have a heart attack, okay?
Oh, and this pop-up ad came up.
Hi. Are you into like sexy older girls?
Yeah, I took the soundbite from the pop-up ad.
Bravo. This was great. Alex is asking, so was this the best episode of all time as it was advertised? Nah.
No.
It was the episode where Alex Lake and Seaburn met. That was the
That was
best
a very
episode
good
of all time.
episode. There was an episode last season that was really good, where Nick and Kay like faced off. That was really good.
That was a good
It was called like
episode, too.
the two giant titans or giants or something. That was really good.
Yeah.
Like those two stand out to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. You know, I think it's a top 5 episode.
I don't know. I wasn't like,
Maybe even top 3. I don't know.
wow, really got you. I think the cliffhanger just really took the wind out of my sails.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like they used to do cliffhangers where it would be like, I think they used to do cliffhangers sometimes where you would know who went home, but then you would see the who are they going to meet thing, and that would just be like a better cliffhanger, you know?
Sure.
But this type of cliffhanger just I'm just like, come on! I'm gonna watch. We're all gonna watch. It's episode 8.
Just give it to us. Give us a little bit of satisfaction, please. Snowden.
We are
Jeez.
unsubscribing Netflix. We're not gonna watch.
That would work out real well for us, I think.
We know you're watching.
Oh no, it was a great episode though. It was.
Yeah,
good.
I did quite enjoy
Best of
it.
the season. I'll say that.
It's
Best
a
of the season.
very good twist at the end. This twist was better than I predicted it to be. The passing was very good.
Very, very good. Yep. Fun stuff. I hope they do it again. Actually, that twist.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see what happens next week.
That's right. Yep.
In the meantime, feel free to follow us on youtube.com/reality alert for any updates. You guys can check us all of our videos and everything. You can feel free to see when we're going to be live streaming next week. Turn on those notifications. Subscribe really helps out the podcast. Great way to check out what's going on in our bingos is to go out on Instagram.com, or no, just Instagram. Just check out our account, Reality Alert Podcast, Twitter, Reality Alert _ Twitch. You can follow us Twitch, Reality Alert. It's amazing. So many ways to watch and enjoy this content. Go on Apple, give us a 5-star review and write a rating, guys. This helps out the pod.
Yes, absolutely.
All that good stuff. All right.
Well, we got to go. Edward Snowden is hacking us right now.
Oh
so
my God.
Go install some
Snowden,
antivirus
no.
software.
Oh my God. Okay. See you all real soon.
Bye.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.